we're joined back again by Rob Vickerman, former England Sevens captain and English Premiership centre. Rob, there's been a real difference in journey for both these two sides to get to this point.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's a real contentious point before this game, walking around, speaking to some of the Hong Kong coaching staff. They very much run the impression that they have won to be here. This is a real privilege for them to represent their country at this platform, whereas Germany are here because they lost their previous qualifier against Samoa. So very much here as a last chance for them also. Very intriguing how that might battle in terms of psychology. And Germany have gone some way to try and match that by bringing in a specific sports psychologist. So plenty to go at mentally as well as physically in this game, I'm sure.
Well, both sets of players are ready for their national anthems.
Merci messieurs, dames. Nous allons procéder à l'hymne à l'avant.
It would mean so much to German rugby to qualify for the Rugby World Cup 2019, and their fans have travelled down here. They are the nearest neighbour to France from any of the four teams here and have certainly made that count. Our referee today is Pascal Gauzet, assisted by George Clancy and Sarah Cox. TMO in the truck is Ollie Hodges. Well, the German players will be playing in their resplendent white jerseys. Hong Kong in their traditional blue. Moments away now at the Stade de l'Orton. So we see Yu Kam Shing, Hong Kong's right winger, 47 caps to his name. He's a real speedster. Germany, no out-and-out speedsters to match the likes of Yu Kam Shing, but they have a collective way of playing and very much a team unit. Mike Ford has done a lot of work on getting this team ready in the short space of time he's had. James Cunningham captains the side for Hong Kong and led them out onto this pitch. A proud moment for him. Rainer Parkinson will get us underway. Germany playing right to left here in Marseille. The number 8 of Thomas Lamberley. And Germany start very well, retaining their kickoff. Well judged from Parkinson. straight to it as well, and cutting inside. Hong Kong having to go straight to work in defence. Here is Marks. A young fellow, but he has been a real leader this year and captained Germany as well at times. Kurt Hout gets his first run of the day. This is Parkinson finding his number 8, Jared Els. For the first time, we get to see Jaco Otto put his head down, the number 7 for Germany. A real try-scoring machine. Has a remarkable strike rate. Here is Armstrong at 9, and here we go once more with Otto. Sean Armstrong is just waiting to make sure he's ready, and that's a lovely offload onto Marks. Or Sebastian Ferreira, rather. Now here is Parkinson round the back. The tackles are flying in from Hong Kong, but Germany keep coming. Armstrong and Hout came onto that at quite a lick. There goes Potmeyer, the captain, carrying 36 years of age. Penalty goes the way of Hong Kong, holding on to the floor. Well, a very precise start from Germany. Hong Kong doing enough, Rob, to stay in that.
They did indeed. Great defence there. Interestingly, speaking to the coaches before, again, talking about how much the referee, Pascal Jose, likes the competition. He likes to see the contest on the floor. Ex-back row himself, so expect that to be a real feature of this game. And clearly, having seen Otto already 3 times in the German shirt, it will not be white for long. But great start from Hong Kong defensively, really stepping up to the physicality coming from these big, hard German runners going forward.
Coaching staff there, we just caught a glimpse of Moritz Botha and Mike Ford.
There's a really clever restart, often underused tactic in 15s about how you can get the ball back. Ducao using his tall frame to get the turnover from the restart straight away.
Line out secured by Hong Kong. Kick comes in from Liam Slatum, and now this is Els again, carrying hard. Another hard carry. That's Kurt Haupt's 3rd carry of the game so far. Putting himself about the hooker. Parkinson, show and go from the fly half. Ducao is missed out, Hout, and this is Chris Hilsenbeck getting his first touch the ball. German forwards cutting very straight and aggressive lines at the moment. Now the bomb goes up. Taken well by Casey Stone, the fullback for Hong Kong.
There's an astute take, and expect to see a lot of these kicks coming in. Parkinson, so good kicking the ball. Wonderful timing. He got some serious height there. You mentioned his metronomic boot. It's an asset they use really wisely, the German team. Getting them to probe them in the right areas, all about playing these types of game, strategically understanding when to really raise that tempo, when to get the grip of the game, and get the big boys in it early with their set piece.
Hong Kong's coaching staff, led by Lee Jones in the centre, the Welshman. Here comes Armstrong. Such a live wire for Germany. Got real pace even in his older years now of his career. Sean Armstrong. And I think that's the commentator's curse, Rob Vickerman.
It was indeed, as long as it wasn't chased down, called him old and slow. He just couldn't quite find his hands there. Really difficult when someone does step back. You can see a scrum half just wanting to pick the ball up and distribute. Quick ball, all important. But if feet get in the way, there's not a lot you can do about it.
So reprieve for Hong Kong and a chance for the game to slow down slightly. It's been a fast start.
Well, there have been many people in Hong Kong want it to stay fast. This is on the back of them getting in from Clock and Flap, a massive music festival in Hong Kong. Tempo needs to stay high at the right times, and that's why this Hong Kong have a lot of individuals who can really raise that tempo individually.
It is very interesting to see Mike Ford as Germany's head coach crop up. Such a distinguished coach over the years with Toulon and Bath and England. And trying to spearhead Germany to their first World Cup.
Certainly an interesting route for a man who's never actually played a game of rugby union in his life. I know he's a well-versed coach and hugely successful with it. Rugby league player from the north of England, no less, so.
Man after your own heart, Rob.
You could say that, yeah. He's already got it. He's already got it, Jack.
So from the looks of the way that scrum skewered on the first setting, Germany will be really putting the squeeze on here again. Slatum it is who feeds, and it's gone down at the front. But the ball gets away at the back. Rossley, measured pass out to Yu Kam Shing. First time we get to see him with the ball in his hands. Marshalled well. Here goes Cunningham. Real tough player, James Cunningham. That's why he's captaining the side. Some of the hits that he was taking down on their tour in South Wales. Some big Welsh boys putting him on the deck, but he kept coming back for more. So we see that kick go deep, and it's a very good one indeed. Chase from Yu Kam Shing. Germany deal with it well. Lamberley has charged it down. Going back is Sean Armstrong, and he had to look so lively.
So casual there in the clearance. Little ball inside. You've got to be clearing your lines here. All too close. The approach in Lamberley, that was a charge down to the highest order. That one bounce on the inside could well have led to a score for Hong Kong. But as you mentioned, getting back just in time, Armstrong. Not too old, clearly his back's not playing up too quickly, Jack.
32 on Wednesday, Sean Armstrong, not old at all. Yu Kam Shing fields the ball. Casey Stone chips forward, and again, Armstrong is live to it. No scrum half for Germany. So Marcel Coetzee will stand in. Marks is hit very hard by Cunningham. Only 22 years old, Eric Marks. Real talent for the future for Germany. This is looking nice, though, as Hong Kong watch it well. Slatum asks his forwards to take their counterparts in white shirts on. Rossley puts boot to ball. Jared Ells is back for Germany. And dropping the ball is Hilsenbeck. Recovered that well. Well, a nervy start for fullback Chris Hilsenbeck.
Slightly nervy, but this is what he's capable of, apart from the hard pass coming his way, which he just couldn't quite grasp. Again, it's one of these lovely, lazy time kicks. Really is getting distance on it, and that is a frightening proposition for a Hong Kong team who have to play territorially.
Dane Jans finds his man off the top, and Slatum comes in. Yu Kam Shing, first time to see him in real space. Stepping inside. Marshalled well by Germany. How Hilsenbeck had to watch the hips closely. Rossley away to the left. Gathered in well, and Stone then continues the move. Connor Hartley had no real room to work in. Brilliant first break to see Yu Kam Shing in French countryside like that. Here is Slatum though. Hong Kong baring their teeth now. Woodward. Slatum goes himself. Germany getting their mitts and slowing things down. Good phase play this from Hong Kong, and they've muscled the penalty too. Germany hands in the ruck.
We've got to wind it back to that wonderful break. Yu Kam Shing, you get the title of poster boy, you've got to be able to back it up. And that's why they're down here, able to take this penalty. Take a look, set piece play. He's just loitering on the inside, on the shoulder of Slater, and then he goes. Thought he was going to back himself, right foot step, couldn't quite get him free. But that's good defence from Germany, managing to trek back, get behind the ball. Like to have seen perhaps maybe try a little bit more of his sevens repertoire there and pull something out, but unfortunately couldn't quite break that last line of defence.
How often does it get said, Rob, but it can never really be forgotten. Ball in two hands and looking for space. Matt Rossley lining up the kick. Made his debut 2 years ago against one of the other sides in this tournament, Kenya. Now part of the furniture. and getting the first points on the board for Hong Kong. 3-0 for Germany's strong start. It's Hong Kong who trouble the scorers first.
Really quite a balanced game so far. I know we're very early into it, just 10 minutes, but showing a range of skill set from both teams here. A little bit of first phase play from Hong Kong in particular, and a bit of tactical nous from Germany. These two teams looking very strong here at the World Rugby repechage game.
Yeah, earlier today on this pitch we saw Kenya beaten by Canada. Both these sides playing now will face them later on over the next 3 weekends. It's the first time this round-robin style is being used to allocate the final place at rugby's global showpiece.
Different tactic this time from the restart. Not quite sure why teams do this. If they have success from the first restart, and it was beautifully taken from Ducao, do it again. They tried a different tactic to a pod that had been moved there and similarly didn't get the ball. But now, good platform again from Germany. They brought the winger from the blind side open, and this sun is pounding down the Hong Kong team. They can barely see who's in front of them.
Armstrong has a solid platform to work from. The well wielded. That's a penalty to Germany. The power telling.
And showing viewers out there just how important scrums are. The big man up front, it's their bread and butter. To get one man upmanship this point of the game really is a big statement. This is often where the battle is won in rugby. Just generates you such good ball, and you've got to get it right. Great collision, great power coming through the boiler room. The second rowers putting all their force through the front row. Rugby truly a game for every shape and size.
There was a breeze which picked up just as Parkinson started his run-up. Not the start which a kicker of his calibre would expect, or something like his team would want either. Hong Kong with the 22. He was the difference really between Portugal and Germany in their playoff in order to make it to the playoff against Samoa. Parkinson's boot was vital then, and a nervy start. Here he is now with the ball in his hands. Well, a set of that one, Rob, just to ease him back after that miss.
Mike Ford looking on there, really good clearance. You're exactly right, you need to get back in the game. You miss a kick like that. And we must say how significant the wind is at this point. It really is picking up and swirling as well as we saw in the last game. It made for a bit of a smorgasbord, Bohemian Rhapsody type of game it was in the last one. This one a little bit more of an arm wrestle.
Solid line-out work from Hong Kong, and Jack Delaforce comes into the midfield, one of the amateur players in the side. Marcel Coetzee has absolutely hammered that one.
Well, this near side assistant referee, Sarah Cox, she is doing 100-metre sprints. These clearance kicks are absolutely remarkable. The Germans' default now, go-to almost, are these 60-metre kicks. Such an effort, and mentally so draining for Hong Kong to be constantly down in their own third.
That time Germany disrupt the line out. Hout now charges onto it. Makes so many yards when he puts his head down. Now his front row colleagues follow on. Armstrong and Hout again. Cunningham with the tackle and has to roll away sharply. Still the big runners come. Armstrong asking for more. Otto with the pass, and Jared Ells just putting it to the floor. Well, they went away from type, the hard running, and Otto trying the offload and it going to floor in the end.
Lovely turnover there, that getting in front on the lift. And what I like about this Otto, he hears the call from his number 8 out wide and tries to hit him with a miss pass. Slightly in front of Els, but certainly Otto and Els, 7 and 8 for Germany, look like really good players.
Certainly know how to cross the try line, both of them. Otto doing it 3 times in the playoff against Samoa. Twice in Samoa and then once back in Heidelberg. Els crossing the whitewash, a crucial try as well against Portugal. So time is off whilst the referees confer. And 15 minutes in, Rob. A little bit clearer on who might be having the edge come 80 minutes?
Absolutely not. This is an absolute battle, isn't it? We're looking at the stats here in front of us. 60% possession to Germany, 71% territory to Germany. Yet Hong Kong resolute in their defence of their line. Really is a great game. I've got to say at this point, though, the advantage certainly to Germany, just from how good their kickers are in the field of play. It's such an advantage in a game like this.
Now Slayton gets the ball in quickly, doesn't want to hang around with Germany's scrum, doing what they did to Hong Kong earlier. That's a much better set from the 8 of Hong Kong. Woodward, it was, with the crash up afterwards, and now Rossley finds a decent exit as well. 2 very fine kickers in both sides playing at number 10 today. And you saw Rossley replying in kind. Good yardage on that, just over the 10-metre line.
Finally, the advantage may well be going for Germany with the sun eventually setting behind the hotel to our right-hand side. It was a sizable advantage for the Germans. Barely been able to see.
And now just a lack of precision there. Hong Kong benefiting, and another scrum to them.
Well, the forwards coach, Maurice Botha, for Germany, England capped international. He won't be happy with that one. As soon as that little bit of disconnect happened, it then becomes obstruction. Astute referee, an eagle eye, Pascal Gauzer picking it up. And again, with him being an ex-back rower, he knows that all too well.
James Cunningham just being offered a little bit of extra time to get himself ready. Hong Kong born is James Cunningham, raised away in Australia. Also has rugby league on his CV as well, but came back to uni and then back to Hong Kong, and Hong Kong captain. Full marks for the German fans in the crowd as well. They've been voicing their support well in the first 17 or so minutes. Thomas Lambolet picks and goes. There is a big travelling family Lambolet delegation down here as well. About 20 of them, he was telling me yesterday, including brother Gregory. Here goes Rossley, having to put his head down in the end. Sammy Fuchsel was coming out of the line very fast indeed. Cunningham. Now it's the turn of Fuchsel again. Slayton was picking and trying to raise the tempo, but a knock-on forced. And they will have the ball back from this. An interesting call there, Rob. As we see, there is Gregory Lambolet, 14 caps for France, 6 major trophies for Toulouse. Dane Jans just not quite finding Casey Stone.
Which is a shame. We're hearing a lot about Casey Stone, one of these players who's got residency now in Hong Kong, bit of New Zealand rugby amongst his CV, which is never a bad thing to have on your CV. I'm very excited to see him go.
currently works for a pest control company in Hong Kong. A few amateurs in this Hong Kong side, and it's one of the joys of the Rugby World Cup that the 20 nations that get there, not just from the elite professional strata, but from all corners of rugby's global footprint. And the repechage reflecting that as well. Dane Jans and Kurt Hout asked to do better by Pascal Gauzet.
Outstanding mediation from the referee there. Just push, fellas, he said there, I think.
Ball goes down though, so penalty to Germany. Julius Nostadt taking a lot of the plaudits there, the loose head prop.
Surprising there from the scrum. You can see the referee saying it was Hong Kong taking it down first, and the premise their head hit the floor first. You could tend to be agreeing, but it's a bit like a Ouija board there. Both teams tend to push and forces find their own way, but Germany thought to probe a little bit further with their penalty kick, but still a good platform.
Yeah, and they get the ball back by hook or by crook and set the backs up as well. Armstrong and Kutsia. Casey Stone plays scrum half, and once again Eric Marks uses his big limbs to go forward, and penalty to Germany.
And it was worth talking about the interpretation of the referee. Again there, is very clear in what he's been saying to them. If you're not rolling away quickly, you're going to get penalised. Just taking a look at this one. A little bit of gamesmanship there. Cunningham initially rolling the wrong way. And then alongside him, Parfit just not clearing the way quick. And if you can put your arms up all you want, the referee knows exactly what you're doing there. And now we can get to see one of these beautifully timed place kick, swing of the leg from Parkinson.
And he bends that round nicely, Rainer Parkinson. It flirted with the outside of the post for a while, and it came back, and that ties the score up 3-all.
It's always good to see relaxed kickers. They're in the right frame of mind when they're striking it right. They might as well have big poolside with a fine glass of chilled rosé. He looked cool as a cucumber.
So Matt Rossley will get Hong Kong back underway. After that fast start, Rob, it's taken the chess match route slightly. Both sides pushing each other, trying to work out where the weakness is. Parkinson sticking to the sensible route and clearing the lines.
That's exactly right there. This arm wrestle, strategic battle, the chess game as you alluded to there, Jack. This is what you expect to see. There is a huge amount on these games, and pressure personifies itself, so you try and constrict as much as you can.
Yu Kamshing once more is breaking upfield. Can he finish it this time? The tackle still comes in, but this time the move stays alive. Jans gets the offload. Grant Kent following up well, the prop, and now Rossley. Tyler Spitz taking it forward. Only a slight fellow, but he can carry still, and Jans once more. Cunningham has to put his head down. Lamberley's overran it. This goes Parfit. Coverdale rucking as well. Then they go to the left. Rossley has to dance away from one and then goes to the deck. Woodward does the hard yards, and the line is cut from Connor Hartley. Slatham onto Woodward. Hong Kong knocking on the door. Germany gathering back in numbers. Cunningham and Jans again. He's being used well close to the gain line. Slatham leaves it up to Rossley and Lamberley. That would be a popular score of the Frenchman here. Spitz, though, has a bit of space to work with. Germany's defence still steadfast. Penalty all the way back. Well, Hong Kong asking very difficult questions, and Germany still saying no. Lovely to see Yu Kam Shing again opening up the field.
And this is a rare bit of territorial success from the Hong Kong team. Previously, you're out the breaks coming through Yu Kam Shing, but all from 40 or 50 metres away. Now they're well and truly camped down in Germany's 22.
Quick line out as well. Coverdale straight up at the front. He's a light number 7, and that allowed those extra few yards in Yu Kam Shing.
Well, Rossley's little bat down there, remarkable little touch, wasn't it? Perfectly timed. Yu Kam Shing, as any good winger will do, run back at the ball. That's where the gaps are, on the shoulders of defenders. And then great support play again. The big men flying down the field.
It is interesting to see two fly halves so well matched physically as well. They're similar builds. Matt Rossley lining this kick up, and Rainer Parkinson. Similar builds, but both very well built. Flags are raised. Rossley takes Hong Kong back into the lead.
Really interested now to see the Germans just slowly walking back. Absolutely no rush whatsoever. Just getting that tempo back. They know they're going to get the territory as this kick will be placed either competitively nice and short, or perhaps a little bit deeper, trying to put a bit more pressure back on the Hong Kong team.
So the new man on for Germany, Carlos Soteras-Mertz. Coming on into the back division, Lamberley takes this. Slatham with a very good box kick indeed. Els had to be lively to that. Yu was chasing him down. Marcel Kutsia goes down. Marks again. Lamberley well up to the task. Armstrong to Hout. Nothing on for Parkinson, and he gets booted down. Stone replies. And that has caused a lot of problems for Rainer Parkinson. Trying to keep it in. Judged to perfection, that kick.
That was a sensational kick. Bring back the spiral, I say. The difficulty of this kick is, whilst doing it on the fly, it's basically like trying to hit a bouncing golf ball on a tee. The timing has to be that good. Perhaps a question over Parkinson and whether he kept the ball in or not, but Sarah Cox, eagle-eyed on this near touch side, never argue with her.
Well, the melee after that, Germany still have the ball. Armstrong with the box. No protection on him, but he got it away. Stone scored a hat-trick down in Nice on the pre-season tour. Also scored one against the Dragons. Really coming into this tournament in try-scoring form, the fullback. Slater now, Lamberley, who never really goes out of form. He just carries and carries. Coverdale sweeping up the open side. Rossley fires one away now. This is Stone. Puts it onto Yukam Shing. His third opportunity to finish in open field. Cut down, and that's more good defence from Germany. Have Hong Kong conceded possession as well. Oh, what defence from the German side. How they've won that back, how they stopped Yukam Shing in the first place. He was herring down on the try line. Armstrong gratefully hooks it away.
That's remarkable. The third time now Hilsenbeck has managed to stop Yukam Shing on the fly one-on-one. This is a classic finishing opportunity. The right foot step just didn't move far enough. It wasn't even Hilsenbeck who discredit him. Incredible scenes. It's Ferreira, the blindside flanker, manages to fell Yukam Shing. What an effort. Not sure what he was doing back there, but he'll take it.
Superb work from Ferreira. Hong Kong still with the ball. Cunningham. That's that sideways style of carrying the ball forward. Very difficult to pull him down. Mike Parfitt. Slaton and Rossley orchestrating things well. Woodward. And Ferreira again coming out the line. Cunningham and Hong Kong looking very dangerous when they pull it across their forwards, and Jans pulls it back. Rossley spits. Dane Jans again. Woodward onto Hartley. An enormous man on the left wing for Hong Kong, but Germany slap the manacles on.
And the referee just giving his verification there, but good skill, straight over the top of the ball. The quicker you get over it. Cameron Dorrit was there, straight over, getting that ball secured. It was Murphy.
Yeah, Jamie Murphy. Not seen all that much of him so far this game, but doing the hard work there. Plays for Bridgend Ravens in South Wales, so is his club, Jamie Murphy.
He'd have been happy to hear about Hong Kong going on a tour to the south of Wales, then, no doubt. There must be a lot of under-12s around the UK in particular that'd be appreciating that tour. It's a popular one. Perhaps not so much if you live in Hong Kong. Right, we're going on tour, lads. Where we're going? South Wales. Right. Okay, and here's Yukam Shing doing his thing. Just needs that one little bit more of a step, doesn't he? You can see him breaking through, getting in the open field, and then just that right foot step. The plyometrics seen on so many of these athletes now. The lateral movement, the big step across again, just go for that stutter step. Take nothing away from the defence. So hard to stop people one-on-one there.
Well, Sebastian Ferreira, I don't know if it played a part in that moment there, but the parents of Aaron Schramm, who's on the bench today, bought over a new pair of boots for him yesterday from South Africa, and he's using those boots today. That is a marginal gain of very fine margins. They're tied up in the maul. This half creeping towards its conclusion, and both sides have been hammering away at each other. Out of the line there, Liam Slayton, like a bullet. Still Germany ball. Chasing after that brilliantly was Parkinson. Armstrong carries it forward. Now Kutsia. Armstrong again, now Murphy at fly half, and Otto. Kurt Haupt again. Hilsenbeck and Murphy once more. Still on his feet, Murphy, and chipping through. That's going to go out. And well, it started with very precise play and improvisation in the end.
It's a fantastic take in the meantime. Satira's Mertz in the open space, grabs it, secures it, rides the tackle. That's what you want your substitutes coming on to, get in the game as quick as they can. Going to be another substitution now, a bit of claret run off the face of Armstrong.
Tim Menzel taking his place for now. Lamberley actually taking the place of Parkinson for now. And Slayton's box kick is out, but not desperately far.
Often blessed when you watch these scrum halves internationally, how good they are at that type of kick. It is so difficult to kick the ball over your shoulder to a touchline, and that distance perhaps testifies just how hard it can be.
Ferreira once again climbing high. Germany setting up the rumble, and it is still full steam ahead. Blistering pace to the maul by Germany. They've made 15 yards there. And now they unleash their forwards once more. Hong Kong know what's coming here. Menzel, the new man at scrum half, just happy to let Potmeyer and the likes of Otto just do what they do. Kurt Haupt was in there, but Dane Jans is resisting them. Germany's back's shaping up outside this, but for now at least Menzel keeps it with Potmeyer. And now they come late. Ferreira again. Seen him in defence this half, and he locks on there. Well, they are looking threatening, Germany, when they go through those phases, Rob.
They really are. They just keep the ball so well. Often Mike Ford talks about the skills and drills, about the simplicity, keeping hold of the ball. If you secure it well enough, it's very difficult in the modern game now to turn the ball over. And the maul, another one of these weapons in rugby now that is so hard to stop when you get it right. It may well show reason why they go for another line out if they indeed choose to, or if they go for the 3 points. And this is the end of it. Unfortunate, a rare error from this back row from Germany. Really are looking outstanding. That's Yukam Shing that actually rips it out.
We see Yukam Shing get some strapping, and the mental side of things. The discipline there, Rob, from Hong Kong was exceptional. To let them keep coming and wait until the error was made. We know that Germany have brought in a mental coach to help them, but Hong Kong as well, showing that they are right in the right frame of mind in those heated moments. So Chris Hilsenbeck taking over from Rainer Parkinson for now with the kicking duties. Dead-eyed with that.
And that is exactly what you talk about, psychology. Stepping up as a fullback, having been second kicking option in this game, and sliding it through the straights. What I didn't mention when I said that, Jack, about the mental coach previously, he claims to be worth 14 points.
That's a claim.
Which is a solid marketing opportunity.
Most people would be interested in 14 points in Test match rugby, I think. Rossley, a little too far.
It's a big error. Big error. Kicking the ball dead means the scrum's going to be back to the midfield, and already just keep going on about it, how well these kickers can pin corners for Germany. They've just got their 3 points. They were getting ready to try and work their way out of their own third, and it's been given a little bit on the plate now. Let's see if they've got some special moves in the bag.
So they have no Rainer Parkinson on the pitch, as it's therefore Sean Armstrong who plays fly half, and he will have a solid platform to work from here. They go to the blind. Now it is Armstrong, and now it is the big outside centre, Winston Cameron Dow. Menzel, now Ferreira again. Hilsenbeck, Jaco Otto and Jared Ells. Tackles flying in from Hong Kong. Jan's involved there again. Marks spots a gap. Such long strides that he has, Eric Marks. Katsia. Fuchsel. Armstrong out to Otto. Hout again, but the ball gets knocked on. Lamberley. Big Fen tries to push the offload too. And off goes Slater, and now Yukam Xing. This time he's in space again. Hold down, Germany tracking back so well. Ball out to Lamberley. Hong Kong, how many times have these breakouts petered out in the first half? This time they're looking to make it pay. Tyler Spitz, missed pass. Back inside, Casey Stone had to grab it from behind his back. And if he's kept that alive, which he has, that is a fantastic bit of skill from Casey Stone. Cunningham, Spitz and Woodward again. Run into plenty of doors so far in this first half. He keeps asking though, Coverdale. Jans again. Germany have once again slowed the pace down to a creep, really. Coverdale creeps forward. Rossley tries to speed things up. Slatham and Jans, and now Dan Barlow. Parfit will happily put his head down. Slatham, Rossley round the back, and the interception. Well, claims that that would have prevented a try there from Hong Kong, but in the end, we will go to half-time as things are. 6 points all in this first half here at the Stade de l'Ort. For Hong Kong, 2 penalties taken well by Rossley, and for Germany, Rainer Parkinson slotted one and Chris Hilsenbeck slotted the other. It is finally poised here at Marseille at half-time. 6-all between Germany and Hong Kong.
good, check. I need just only one captain. Not 1, 2, 3. No. Play on. No, there will be no con. No, stay! There will be no con. No, stay!
Hong Kong and Germany back out onto the pitch here. Max Woodward there, who had a very industrious first half, but met equally hard by everyone wearing white. There is Winston Cameron-Dow, provides a physical presence for Germany in the midfield. We've not seen it too much, though, in the first half from Cameron-Dow himself. Plenty of physicality elsewhere, though. Matt Rossley will get us back underway. If there was one thing that characterised some of those phase plays that we saw, Rob, the tension in both teams as they are conscious that this is their chance to reach the World Cup finals and to try and not mess up, but also make the play that gets the points that puts them into the lead. Well, Hong Kong trying to do to Germany what Germany did to them in the first half and retake that kickoff with a short one. It's come back on the side of players in white. Well, Rainer Parkinson is on and has had his face fixed up over half-time, it seems. Armstrong back, and that may have just drifted forward. Certainly looked like it, but play on, says Pascal Gauzer. Otto doesn't need to be told twice. Ferreira, who was everywhere in defence and attack in that first 40 minutes. Hilsenbeck's stab through is bounced off, and Hong Kong will have the line out.
Well, as this play starts near halfway, you can see the little chip kick. It's worth saying at half-time, the honours were well and truly equal. 6-6 on the scoreboard, 50% possession to both the teams, and just a 52% slight advantage to the Germans in terms of territory. So really is an even game, showing how well both teams are competing.
Slick line out again from Germany. How good they look when everything goes to plan at set piece. Moritz Botha, former England international, who is spearheading that side of the game for them. And Armstrong back to the scrum half position after playing fly half towards the end of that first half. Yu Kam Shing again gets everyone just a little bit further out of their seat when he gets the ball. Rossley has measured that, and he's measured it well. And a decent enough reply.
And even that tight angle, managing to get the ball to the halfway line. It's not just the back three that are adept at kicking. A scrum half there, getting amongst it. Wonderful clearance from the winger.
Lambolet, well, Liam Slaton had to dip for it, but did very well indeed, and now gets the offload to Rossley. Oh, that's harsh. Handling was brilliant from Liam Slaton. To pick that up off the floor, it was well won from Lambolet, but it wasn't perhaps the most sympathetic pass down, as we see, again, his brother Gregory.
So unfortunate. You can see him just juggling there. Just those 3 line breaks we've seen in the first half, just not been able to be capitalised on either from one-on-one or that little bit of a fumble we just saw. But at least they get in the line breaks.
Well, Germany's preparation coming into this tournament hasn't been what they would have liked. They had a dreadful 2018 in terms of the Rugby Europe Championship, finishing bottom of that, and they thought their World Cup dreams were gone at that point, but they were reinstated due to the fielding of ineligible players by Romania, Belgium and Spain, and that got them back in. And then they had to start preparing for playoffs, and now they find themselves in the repechage. It's been a real up and down journey. But they're here. It's 6-all in their first game. The dream is every inch alive. That's so too for Hong Kong, though. Here comes Parfit. Puffing the cheeks and making good yards. Slayton once again, who's starting to find lots of holes around the German forwards at the side of the rucks. Slayton Delaforce, it went to ground in the end. Nice counter though from Hong Kong.
Well, if this assistant referee saw what I think I just saw, there could be someone in some serious trouble. Intriguing run, bullocking down this near touchline. Always combative at the breakdown, but he can't go any further than that. A little bit of a fracas in the middle. Got to say, Parkinson at this point looks like a bit of a confused superhero with a bandage round his nose.
Armstrong again has a wonderfully strong platform to work from, as Els just keeps it and picks and goes, and Pascal Gazard plays advantage. Good to see that from the referee, not just immediately blowing for the penalty, just letting play go on. And Parkinson dabbing that one forward. Well, that fully developed that advantage, and there was none, so we will come back. Sean Armstrong, the Aussie twangs of Sean Armstrong. He originally from Brisbane, he came over from Germany 10 years ago or so, as we now get a full face of Rainer Parkinson.
Speaking of full faces, I'm sure he probably wants his back. His nose must be all across his face to wear something like that. Not getting in the way of this performance.
Hong Kong's Mike Parfit putting his considerable weight to proceedings, but still going backwards. The German scrum has been fantastic. It's at the line out where it's been much more of an equal contest. And that time Germany, well, they're going to get lucky there slightly as Hong Kong's disruption ends in a knock-on. In fact, it's probably exactly what they wanted, another opportunity to tie in Hong Kong's 8.
I'm sure they do, but not on the back of a poor line-out yet again. Maurice Botha, one of the most well-researched, practiced line-out operators, will not be happy. What a great shot that is. That's one of those pictures you want in your front room when you're retired, isn't it?
Absolutely. That really everything you could want from your fly half. Bravery. I'm sure he's had opportunity to accessorise slightly as well with that.
It looks as messy as a drop kebab. It looks terrible.
So attention being given to Germany's Sebastian Ferreira. Really has put himself about in these 46 minutes so far. The number 6 plays his club rugby in Chambéry in France's 3rd tier, so not far from where he currently resides. We are in Marseille here. Plenty of Germany's players playing all across Europe. It's a logistical challenge to get them to come to training camps, and that's certainly been one of the problems Mike Ford has found. Hong Kong, by comparison, are all contained within one city, and the access to their players much more frequent and much more easily to arrange. Germany scattered more across the continent, but picking up great experiences as well. I mean, the likes of Kurt Hout, who's played for Worcester Warriors in England's Premiership. You can see the way he's putting himself about today. Sami Fuchsel, he plays locally in Frankfurt. And Jared Els at the back of Germany's scrum, now plying his trade away in Romania for CSM Bucharest. And the 8 having enough cohesion, despite their challenges in the build-up, to be bossing Hong Kong at scrum time. And it is another penalty. Let's have a listen to what Pascal Gauzer.
And this is what they're debating. The referee believing that Hong Kong collapsing that. Did look like there on this near side, the German not quite getting the hit. As soon as your arm starts dragging towards the floor, almost elbow pointing towards the floor, that's when the force goes down. But we have been told that Rainer Parkinson, his nose is fine, it's his eye that's cut. You can barely see out of it.
Well, it hasn't affected the result. The bandage across the face, but the vision is 20/20. And Germany take the lead. 9 points to 3 now.
So impressive. Might try that on my golf. Get a bit of strapping around your nose. That was a great strike. Again, just talking about the pressure now. Defined in these moments when you get kicks like that, earning points for your team, but equally the pressure on missing and how the fear of failure can really get in the mindset in these games as well.
Well, Ben Higgins is on for Hong Kong, as well as Mike Parfitt's brother, Jack Parfitt. And once more, the ball now just finding Rainer Parkinson at every point. And he's hammered that once more.
But it seems typical, doesn't it? Whenever you get a slight injury, be a dead leg or something, your kids always tend to find that point of your leg, but it's really not affecting his game. Like, to think about that, you not being able to breathe through your nose and not be able to partially see out of your eye, to come up with skill sets like that really is a testament to this man's ability.
So Armstrong away to Parkinson, now Murphy and Cameron Dow. Hong Kong, after losing the line out, did well to get it back across, and Eric Marks wasn't expecting that. Liam Slayton the first to react to it. Ferreira again, how many times does he pop up at fullback? There'll be no rushing Sean Armstrong. He is so experienced. 37 caps for Germany. Kurt Hout once again. Parkinson goes down the neck of his opposite man, Rossley. And Rossley looks to counter instead of kick through, and that's lovely from Casey Stone. Onto Slatum, and Slatum is skating upfield. Still going as well. Lovely duck and dodge onto Lamberley. Hong Kong with their tails up. Slatum wins the penalty. Just doesn't win it, rather. Germany give it away, but made sure referee Pascal Gauzer was in no mind. Rossley just spinning and trying to find an extra few yards. Slatum again. Woodward has offered himself in all manner of ways. Max Woodward. Cunningham. Back to Rossley again, and this is the cutout pass. And UCAM Shing, the ball just goes to the deck. It was, for a moment, the eyes were lighting up. So we'll come all the way back for the penalty, and it was just that final pass, Rob.
Again, another one of these opportunities. Seem to have said it a few times this game now. The half chance, the one-on-one, that final pass from the line break just not being capitalised on. And there again, it was Yukan Singh's wing, ball slightly behind him. but go back to the penalty. It's a lovely break, giving the cut. And this is what everybody's been ranting and raving about. Casey Stone getting the break. Intentional, absolute intentional slide from Slayton to then create this chance on the far right. Let's take another look. That one step, that's what it is. That's what UCAM Singh could do. We're doing the one big step. And you beat the defender any way you can.
Rossley with a chance to draw Hong Kong level. Which he duly does. 3 from 3, Matt Rossley. 9 all the scores.
And here's the penalty, just not rolling out the way, clear and obvious, especially when you move your leg. Referee's going to pick that all day, and there, UCAM Singh, try line beckoning, albeit there was cover defence coming in, but he's quick enough to get round them there. What a game in store for here. Getting late in Hong Kong, people watching there. Get the hummus out your fridge, get cracking out. We're going to see an intense last finish this game, I'm sure of it.
It has been a thoroughly engaging test match. No tries, of course, but you don't need them sometimes. Flick out the back. But it only works out for Germany. Hout once more. It barely needs to be said. If there's a short ball to be taken, it's more often than not going to be him. Parkinson, Murphy. And the Hong Kong tacklers lining up. Winston Cameron Dow again. Hout once more. Ben Higgins was in there in defence. Parkinson. Now this is Otto, and Germany unable to work an opening so far. Matt Rossley's scrum hat is vacated his head. Parkinson to Hout, the old axis still working, still thriving. Parkinson had a go himself, and Satiris Mertz was there to help him out with the ruck. Ferreira carried that one forward. Hilsenbeck round the back, and Otto taken very well indeed by Tyler Spitz. Real leader in their defensive line for Hong Kong. Marks always makes yards. Eric Marks, Jamie Murphy. Now Cameron Dow again. Stepping back inside. Hong Kong think they've won it. Pascal Gauzer agrees. Wonderful, patient defence, and that patience has been evident throughout this game. Wave after wave of white attacks, and Hong Kong kept their discipline. They knew the opportunity would come, and it duly did.
It's about picking your moment as well, knowing you can't compete in every single breakdown. You've got to get that initial hit, give yourself the right to compete for it, and then you can get over it. And that is a real skill. It takes patience, the commitment of the hit, and the buy-in from the rest of the players around you.
Hong Kong preparing to make a few changes.
A combination of a few things here. Wonderful leg tackle. Gamesmanship, indeed, of the highest order from Lambolet, taking his time to roll away. But because there were two defenders then straight over the ball, you often get away with it. You get that advantage from the referee, specifically when there used to be a back rower.
Yeah, that side of the game has been very well refereed by Pascal Gauzer. It's been a very well managed game all round. Dane Jans to Lambolet off the top. Rossley finds the new man on, Kane Bukau. Lambolet offers himself well as well, but Jans is trying to look for Stone, who came on a late line. Germany turn it over. scrum in the centre of the pitch. And Rob, if you're Germany, what do you do from here?
Well, I know they've got a couple of kickers that this is well and truly in their range. They'll be having a conversation. The only thing that's stopping me suggest the line out is the fact it's not been functioning very well. We saw a couple of times they're driving more, looking strong in the first half, but unless you win that line out ball, it's irrelevant. Definitely now are looking up the sticks. 2 or 3 players in this team can kick the ball 55 metres from their own half. It's incredible when you see them go for it. They're going for the touchline. Let's hope this line out improves.
These decisions will be poured over whichever way this game goes. Of course, there are 2 games left for both these sides in this repechage tournament. But the first game has to go well if you're to have realistic hopes of making it to Japan. Every game, your ticket to Japan is on the line here in Marseille. Both these sides well aware of that, and they're playing like it. It's considered rugby. It's very aggressive, very committed, and Germany have a chance to commit to that again. It's Hong Kong who get in there and steal it, Rob. You soothsayed that one. Rossley, though, under a lot of pressure, and it hasn't found touch. So Teres Mertz to Hilsenbeck. Tackled well by Hong Kong, who's set up camp again on their 22. Otto round the back, Parkinson, and now Murphy looks for a space. Qualifies through his mother's side of the family for Germany, Jamie Murphy. Now Ferreira again. Parkinson. Ball turns over. And we'll come back, Rob.
The discipline, a real factor for this Hong Kong team now. Offside has been given against them. But look where they are. They're on their try line. This has to turn into the Great Wall of China. They cannot let Germany break this line. Eyeing up the line once more. I'm slightly concerned now about Maurice Botha, who sat round about 10 metres behind us throwing things, such as their inability to win the ball at the line out. Because when they win it, their maul is looking great. You've got to think here, posts, exactly.
So, Captain Michael Pottmeyer is off and replaced by Aaron Schramm. As we see a replay here of the build-up to that penalty, and Parkinson now with another chance to score a precious 3 points. Forget about the accessories and the nose bandage. It is the points that count. And he has 3 more. Rainer Parkinson, Germany back in front, 12-9. Hong Kong once again have to react. They have to come back into it. They have done so far every time they've been asked by Germany. But Germany have tied this up well and they've secured that line out. So yellow card issued. Connor Hartley it is who is trudging off. No, I apologise, correction, it's not Connor Hartley. Number 20, which is Aaron, well, Kane Bukau rather, only on the pitch for 10 minutes or so, and now 10-minute breather. How crucial will that be? Because Germany are looking to work that maul machine. And losing Bakau. A robust player, one of the professionals in the side. Not what they need.
And clear and obvious there. You can see him tackling the man. If you end up collapsing them all there, expect to sit down for 10 minutes. That's foolish play. I know, appreciate it can be difficult to keep your feet, but don't fall underneath the 5 on-rushing men. Finally, they win the ball. Now they get to get them all going.
So Germany with the advantage. Armstrong to Otto. Pulled away by Lamberley. We've definitely not seen the best of Yuko Otto today. He's been industrious and he's been everywhere still, but the little breaks like that haven't gone his way. Penalty, though, still to Germany.
And the referee, although some may not be able to hear, just talking there about what he felt went wrong. So as soon as this ball is won, the maul is created, that's your opportunity to sack the player, to get him to the ground. But because it was done 3 or 4 seconds after the ball had been brought down, that was the error. You can see a great angle there from Cunningham, the captain, number 4. As soon as he pulls a man to the ground, that is deemed to be collapsing the maul. Hence why they are now 5 metres away from their line with yet another line out to try and defend.
Germany bringing on new faces too. This is Jorn Schroeder, replacing Julius Nostadt. Nostadt had a very good game in the front row. Ferreira having a very good game in the back row, taking that down. Hong Kong pile in. They have to. They have to stem it before it gets going, because the German maul is quite something. And that is exactly what they've done. The 14 men of Hong Kong have got one up on the 15 of Germany.
That's a huge statement. To defend a wall right on your try line shows just how much tenacity this Hong Kong team have. Players getting in, putting their head where it hurts, and as soon as a turnover comes through, look at the reaction of the players. That's the type of synergy and energy you need with just 15 minutes left, man down.
Nervy times in the Hong Kong technical area. Everyone knows how important this scrum could be, but the fact they've gone for it, Rob, shows the confidence they have in it.
I would not know why anyone would choose to take a scrum in that situation there.
Well, confident though it may have been, misplaced, or rather, apologies to Pascal Gazer, the penalty reversed. Or rather reversed. I think the hand gesture's in the wrong way initially. That's where the confusion came from. But penalty Hong Kong. So the upshot, Hong Kong eke their way out of their 22 a little.
Look at the force coming through. And the initial thought was that the penalty was going to Germany, but indeed Hong Kong getting to clear the line, and with that, release a little bit of pressure that's been on them for a significant amount of time. The territorial battle swinging towards the Germans now, as well as the territory.
Ben Roberts on for Dane Jans. Dane Jans has put himself about for these 65 minutes in impressive fashion. His opposite number, Kurt Hout, has been absolutely everywhere for Germany, but Jans has gone toe-to-toe with him. Here is Hout again, bursting through the hooker, and he's going to go in as well. Germany finally break the deadlock, and it's that man. Another carry, another missed tackle, and the first try. Applause all round on the Germany bench. They feel that one may see them home.
What
huge run
that was. That's exactly what you want your hookers to do. One out, straight off the 9, get a bit of pace up when he catches the ball, because 3 people are waiting for him. You expect a big collision, but Lamberley just putting the shoulder on, not getting enough connection. And the irony of that coming through from a Hong Kong line-out that Germany stole after the issues they've had with their own line-out. What an effort, and look how pumped this man is.
A wonderful kick again from Parkinson. He has found his groove immeasurably in this second half. Started with a missed kick in the first, but ever since then, and ever since he went off to have his eye stitched up, the metronomic eye has come back.
You've got to think about Kane Bouchard sat on this touchline, number 20, getting sin bin, that clock ticking down, and that is a costly try that's happened in the time he's been in the sin bin.
The lead now 10 points, and all of a sudden, Hong Kong have to really chase. Casey Stone keeps the ball alive. Rossley goes straight, and it'll now be up to the forwards to have a run with Lamberley. Missed the tackle on Hout. Lamberley for the try. Now on the offensive, as are the entire Hong Kong team. Just 3 minutes left on the sin bin for them. The ball's turned over, however, Germany can play it. Cameron Dow and Murphy launch things up, and Armstrong hairs away. Els and Parkinson, he has Kutsia outside, and Parkinson is held, and that has gone forward off Parkinson. Well, another good counter. Germany stretching Hong Kong after Hong Kong had done their best to stretch Germany. So finely balanced both these two sides throughout this game, and the 10 points, that try from Kurt Hout and 1 penalty from Rainer Parkinson may just be enough. Rob, if you're Hong Kong now, the temptation must be to chance your arm a bit more. Does that have to happen?
Yeah, it does have to. Yeah, I think you're to that point now in the game where territorially you've been down in your own third a fair bit. You need to start thinking about these one-off plays, these special moments, and get your players with ability on the ball more.
Lamberley takes the tap and go. Rossley back inside to Yu Kam Shing, and where those doors were opening in the first half, they're resolutely shut by Germany then. Cunningham as well, who has made so many 5-yard gains. Here comes in Connor Hartley off his wing, offering himself. Rossley now Woodward, and Yu Kam Shing is leathered. Kutsia coming in, saw it coming and lined him up. Slayton will try and play on, but penalty to Germany. Well, that is fantastic defence.
Three or four hits in that last sequence of play really did show how up for it the Germans are here. You mentioned about shutting the doors. There's another one closed. You can sing driven backwards, and then look at that, 4 players straight away, spotting that opportunity to fly through. And this really summarises team performances. When one good thing happens, look at that reaction.
Yeah, no keeping himself out of harm's way for Rainer Parkinson. He was diving headfirst into that. So Jamie Murphy is the man placing the ball down on the floor. And referee Pascal Gouzet, I think, asking where the tee was, and now it's come on. Pascal Gouzet just telling Germany he doesn't want pushing off the ball. Certainly had the distance that, but Jamie Murphy's kick not accurate enough. And if anything though, Robert, another minute down on the clock and that final whistle edging ever closer for Germany. Hong Kong back up to 15 though.
Yeah, all importantly, the ball went dead. As soon as that ball goes over the line, you have to restart from a 22, but just showing again, another kicker in this German backline, adept at place kicking. They really must have some fun at kicking practice because everybody seems to go.
New man on for Hong Kong, Jamie Hood. Sevens specialist, but talented 15s player as well. Lovely drop out, Yukam Shing diving up for that, unable to take it. Jamie Murphy doing well to haul it back into his clutches. Parkinson. Hits coming in and Hong Kong chancing it, trying to go for the interception. Parkinson sees some space in behind. Hood is having to cover quickly and does. Murphy again. Plenty of German numbers back. Ferreira is one of them. Hilsenbeck uses his boot and Stone watched it well. Connor Hartley, however, just didn't have that extra yard of space he thought he had, and marshalled well. That's typified Germany's defence today. Carlos Soteris-Mertz.
And this is exactly what we talk about, chancing your arm. 30 minutes ago, there would have been no option there. Stoner would have put the ball back downfield. How about that for commitment? Both players going for the ball. You can see him coming off second best, but that is a great shot to see just how much it means to these players.
Germany have another maul and hits formed well. The wedge is organised symmetrically. Hout at the back. The try scorer, the only try scorer, offloads to Armstrong. Armstrong gathers it back onto his clutches, though he almost did. So knock on by White was the first call, and Armstrong nailed by his opposite number, Liam Slayton there.
Not too sure a 118 kilogram hooker should be passing the ball on to a 83 kilogram scrum half there, but clearly the decision at the back of the maul to try and create something. I really like how Germany are going as a Hong Kong coaching staff look on. Some intelligent play. The kicking game for me has been the defining factor of how good this German been tactically, put it in the right place at the right time.
Ten points still the difference, and with 6 minutes now remaining, the stranglehold Germany have on this game tightens.
Players now just start having different conversations at this point. It's about tempo slowing down for Germany, and it's known that Hong Kong, if they do get the ball, don't have long. But that's a clear feed. The ball going pretty much into the second row's feet. So expect shoelaces to be tied, perhaps the old eye contact lens to come in. For the Germans, substitutes to be made, everything all about giving a bit of impetus, albeit the clock stopped at the moment. They will not be trying to rush this game. Conversely, Hong Kong, realistically, have got one or two genuine cut opportunities, but first of all, they need to get the ball back.
Well, Eric Marks has finally run out of puff and replaced by Timo Follenkemper. There is a lot of applause for the performance of young Eric Marks around us in the stadium. Germany with another solid scrum, and Parkinson over to Murphy and round the back. And then this is Sotiris Mertz with the nice outside break. Ball in touch in the end. Well, Hong Kong covered across in the end. It opened up for Sotiris Mertz and he passed it onto his wing. It was Kutsia who was taken very well. Germany, though, play on, and the ball is just within a metre of the line. The pick and go will come. Plenty of taxis waiting in the rank for Germany. Here they go again. Jaakko Otto, so good from that sort of distance. Once more, Hong Kong putting bodies behind it, but they just can't stop it. The dam bursts. Germany have a second try. And under a pile of bodies, well, wonderful line out work there from Armstrong. And it was Matthias Scossa who got over. One for the pack. That line out worked perfectly. Armstrong, the scrum half, taking it, then the offload, and then the power play. Germany really have come good in this second half. Parkinson to add an extra 2. No problems. £26-9, the scoreboard now leads, and that is a happy Mike Ford. Do you see that often there, Rob?
Seldom get a smile from him, but clearly he'll be happy with this performance. The turn of the screw has been consistent, and these last 10 minutes really have shown the dominance of this German pack. When they get the line out right, it is a real weapon. Hong Kong just not been able to deal with it. For me, this has been a great performance for a German team who are exciting a lot of people.
Yu Kam Shing did very well to gather that back in. Bryn Phillips is on for Hong Kong, and Hood is feeding into Coverdale. Hood again, he has a bag of tricks, does Jamie Hood. And this will be a tough one for Hong Kong to take in the final reckoning. They lived with Germany for so much of this game and look to be edging them in the potency of their attack. Just hasn't materialised. The power of Germany has told in the end, and it's a perfect start for this German side. They've had one of the toughest cards dealt to them, or one of the luckiest, you could say. They thought they were heading out of their chances of qualifying for the World Cup earlier this year, but they were reinstated, and then they had playoffs against Portugal, home and away. They were beaten by Samoa. That's how they ended up in this repechage tournament. Plenty of problems on the domestic scene as well, with funding, but payments were maintained, and that allowed Mike Ford to come on board for this side. And in the short time he's had since September, he looks to have created a very strong and cohesive unit and is playing to the strengths of German rugby. Rainer Parkinson, one of the main executors of the strategy. He has been brilliant, the number 10. Even with the strap over his nose and covering his eye, that's why he had it. The cut above his eye. It meant that Chris Helsenbeck took the kicking duties on for a while. Parkinson was back for the second half. Here come Hong Kong. Hood back to Hartley. Hartley has found no luck around the tight exchanges when he's taken short balls. Kane Bakau is back here for Hong Kong. But that will be full time. Hong Kong defeated after a very good showing for 60 minutes, but it is Germany who have the perfect start to this repechage tournament, and their travelling fans have something to cheer long into the night here in Marseille. 2 rounds of matches, both to come, and Japan and the Rugby World Cup 2019 still far away for everyone in this tournament, but Germany a little bit closer. The final score here at the Stade de l'Ort, 26 points to 9. Hong Kong really showed what they're about, but Germany, too much organisation, too much power. It was a thoroughly well-contested test match. Bryn Phillips there and Jamie Hood, nothing they could do about the result by the time they came back on the pitch. Yu Kam Shing, he had those chances in the first half and the support wasn't quite there, and the covering back from Germany was brilliant, that has to be said. Jamie Murphy there.
Very difficult interview to have right now, but just tell us how it is you're feeling after that immensely tough game.
Yeah, I'm obviously, really disappointed. We played some really good rugby today, but just when it mattered, we didn't complete. We had a couple of knock-ons at crucial times in the game, and we gave away a couple too many penalties, and that was all that Germany needed today to win the game.
It's a unique format. What positives are you going to take from this into next week?
Look, we can't look, we can't keep dwelling on this game. We've just got to work hard for these next 2 games and see what happens with the other results. There were some really positive things that came out of that game, which I'm really proud of the boys, but just when it push came to shove, we just didn't do what we needed to do to win the game.
For a man who's born in Hong Kong, gone back there to play for his country, what does it mean to get your team in this tape, nearly qualifying for the Rugby World Cup?
Yeah, it's outstanding, but like I said, we're disappointed, with the performance today. We've got a lot to kind of build on, but it is still great, as far as we've got for Hong Kong rugby, and kind of bringing it onto that global kind of level. So, promoting the game over there is, a big part of it all, and I think we've done Hong Kong proud today.
Congratulations on that, and lucky with the result, but good effort.
Cheers.
Well, lucky, bud.
Well, thoughts there of James Cunningham, captain of Hong Kong.
Well, clearly, a happy bunch of men across there. How intense was that game?
It was extremely intense, 80 minutes. As you can see, we are definitely a happy bunch. First 40 was a bit equal, and then I think our fitness maybe got us towards the end, the last 20. Our subs as well came on and put in a massive effort.
So just walked past Mike Ford and he said the thing that defines your team more than anything else is fight. But what do you say, as a leader of this team, makes the point of difference?
He's 100% right, and I'm pretty sure it's quite clear in this game that it was 100% fight, as well as a little bit of belief and probably preparation.
From now, what are you going to do for next week?
Now we focus on Canada. That's our next game. We'll see how tomorrow goes. We'll probably have a little bit of a break, and then 100% focus towards Canada, one step at a time.
Fantastic effort. Go and join these celebrations. The crowd enjoying it as well.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Well, so much joy for Germany here in the Stade de l'Ort. It's been a tough year for German rugby, but it is ending as we enter November and December. It is ending in fine fashion. They have thrilled their travelling support here. And over the next 2 weekends, who knows what could happen. The match against Canada, the other team in this tournament who have won their first game today against Kenya earlier on. That is set to be quite a matchup next weekend. Confirmation of the results here today. 65 points to 19, Canada beat Kenya, running away with it in the second half, but put under duress by Kenya in the first, and here Germany eventually, that fight which Michael Pottmeyer was talking about, telling, and they've run out 26 points to 9 winners. Well, this is the story of this game. Germany with the bulk of territory and possession. Hong Kong conceding 18 turnovers, and That's a statistic which no coach wants to be looking into when the analysis comes of any match. But really the story, as Michael Pottmeyer referred to, one of hard work, a bit of belief and drive, because they had enough in the locker to see off Hong Kong for so long. They were in a deadlock. It was a fine game overall. The two try scorers, Kurt Hout and Matthias Scosser, both in the forwards, and that typified the German effort. They have a week to prepare for the next round, and if you're watching this on World Rugby channels, we'd be delighted to have your company in a week's time, and then for the weekend after that as well. But thanks very much for joining us here in the Stade de l'Ort. Hong Kong flags still flying despite their losses. Mike Forden discusses the match, mulls it over. Has been plenty of talking points in this one. Plenty of talking points throughout the week to digest and then see what comes next weekend. But for tonight, thank you very much and have a very good evening.